Lahat yung gusto mag-giyera, girahin nyo sa sarili nyong bansa. Huwag kayo dito magkalat ng giyera.
Okay.
Those who live in Asia, the countries comprising the ASEAN, we know what it's like to have peace over the last 50 years. 50 years. And we know that when there is no peace, there is no development, everybody languishes in poverty, and even those who make money in war, from war, are also not winners. The question now that I'm being asked is, does everyone really want peace in Asia? We in Asia want peace. Now, countries that are very far away. Recently, for example, we read in the newspaper. We read in the newspapers that the Philippines is going to purchase 20 fighter jets, F-16 jets, right? These are, I think, obsolete jets. Where are you going to run them? Are there enough parts? Spare parts? Where are you going to run them? You're up against drones. Drone carrying bombs. Wala nang piloto mamamatay. Pagka sila pumunta rito. So in our case, we have access to social media, to the internet. We see what it's like in Gaza. We see what it's like in Ukraine. The Ukrainians were counting on the help of a country many thousands of miles away. And what did it get them? 1.5 almost million dead Ukrainians. Gaza, so many thousand miles away. Support is going to the obliteration, annihilation, and this genocide that's happening in Gaza. So when you say, do we want peace? Are there anyone in this region who doesn't want it? I'm sure in this region, 110% of the people in this region want peace. When after the Vietnam War, the Russians left Cam Bay, the United States left Vietnam. Right? 50 years Vietnam tried to, pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. And today, they are 3 times bigger than the Philippine economy. China would have overrun Vietnam at the time when they had almost 3 million dead. Because they are only divided by a road. Maybe divided by some trees. Did China do that? No. That is where my confidence comes from. China, I don't think, took Myanmar or took Cambodia or took Vietnam at the time when they were most vulnerable. And they could not come to any other country in the world for help. They only had themselves to help. And yet, they have now overtaken the Philippines. So, we in Asia, according to some scientists, geopolitical authorities, our economy is now 3 or 4 times the size of Europe. Why do we want to destroy that? When China was poor, we were all poor. When China boomed, nagdala tayo dun sa boom. We were part of that entire growth. So why do you want to destroy that? I don't see it. I want that growth for my grandchildren. Everything that we saved for, we've inherited, we've worked for, will go down the drain. Why? Only because there are certain entities who want to make money on war. Why should we make ourselves that platform for people to make money on war? So when we decide to talk to each other, sit across the table, and when we send people to talk, they must be people who are knowledgeable about history, knowledgeable about the culture of both countries. What affects us, what is important to us, and what we had gone through. What we had gone through. If we forget what we had gone through in the last century, maybe China has not forgotten what they had gone through in the last century. And we have to respect that. Right? Then we can start sitting down because there is mutual respect, there is mutual understanding, everything is on the table. And don't kid yourselves that you want everything settled right now. There's no way to do it. Even bombs will not settle that. You cannot force the issue. Let's discuss it. Tapusin na natin ngayon para wala nang gulo. No, that won't happen. If it takes 200 years, at least even our grandchildren will not live 200 years. But at least in their lifetime, there was no conflict and no war. Lahat yung gusto mag-gera, gerahin nyo sa sarili nyong bansa. Okay, dito magkalat ng gera.
Okay.